Hey there, this is Todd Evangelist from the Imperial County Office of Education, specifically once again from the Strong Workforce Program Coalition here in Imperial County. And I wanted to check back in with you as educators on this ongoing distance learning series that we have from the Strong Workforce. Today we released a video for middle schoolers. It's episode 3 in an ongoing series that is based a lot on our curriculum that comes from Building a Bridge to Your Future. As an instructor, you probably got the instructor's guide and went through the training with us as well. So today what we did is I want to talk to you about episode 3 and what we released for students. What we're calling, well, to better explain it, let me jump into a screen share of the PowerPoint that we shared with them. So let me do a quick screen share real quick. Hope everybody's doing good. All right. Episode 3, this particular episode, the focus is connecting students' interests and some of their interest profile and results that they've had on those assessments with potential occupations and careers that would match those. If you remember, the concept in our middle schools for this Strong Workforce Program is to have students have some self-awareness and some career awareness and some career exploration. But really it all starts with where kids are at individually and what their interests are, and then matching that to careers. So that's what, this is a big one because this is what we really wanted to focus on. So the goal for today is that, learning objective rather, is that students will document careers that might match their passion in their passion areas, and they will select their top 3 careers and reflect on why they are a good match for their passions. So that's what we challenge students to do today. By the way, I am in, if you have your instructor's manual, I am on page 4/82, and in the student workbook, it's just coming at them from pages 124 to 125. All that is mentioned a little bit later in this in the PowerPoint. So let me get to it. Interest in occupations, matching your interest with your careers. By the way, this PowerPoint is what we included in the video for the students. So I'll include this particular PowerPoint separately in the link that I probably have emailed to you, and it'll be a resource we have on our Google shared folder as well. So all these resources you'll be able to find as a teacher. So these are what we're trying to do here is at the end of this assignment is have students identify their top 3 careers. All right. Once again, we're going to do this by going to a couple different resources that we're highlighting and choosing to highlight. We're focusing on the one that is the California Career Zone. Man, I really like this. I think this is something that as an educator, whether it be during this virus time or even really ongoing, if you're going to be helping students think about some career awareness, this is a tremendously helpful and easy and intuitive website to go to. So we're going to be doing a lot of our web series from this particular, our distance learning episodes from this particular web page. So let me stop sharing this PowerPoint and jump into the actual web page itself. Hold on for just a quick sec. All right, let me do a screen share from the web page. I think that's what I want. Okay. So this may be familiar to you if you were with us last week or in the previous, I think episode number 1, we introduced this California Career Zone webpage, and has some good resources here. Now, you don't necessarily have to register or have a sign-in, a login-in account. You can do everything we have here for free, but I think you're going to really want to register yourself, and depending on on how involved you want to be on your distance learning for your students, I would really recommend that your students register as well. And then there's a way that they can link themselves to you, so all that their work and their activity can be viewed by you as their instructor. So I think it's a really good option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up to the top, and I'm going to sign in for an account that I have set up for myself as a teacher. I have one as a student and as a teacher as well. So I set up myself as a teacher. I think I signed me up for Valley Academy as a teacher here in Imperial County. Okay, the reason that that's important is because you'll notice a couple different things here when we come in is I have an educator code. So there's a unique code that is associated with me that we want all of your students to know, because whenever they do their work, they're going to link themselves to you through that educator code. So make sure you register, make sure you have your educator code. And just to give you a little bit of information about that educator code, it'll give you a shortcut to it, so you can there's multiple ways that you can encourage your students to use that. All right. And why that's important is that you'll be able to assign yourself some users. So I'm going to go up to manage my users. And you can see I have myself as the teacher, manager, and one of the users, or students rather, is they'll all be listed here. I created myself as a student as well. So distinguish between myself, Todd Evangelist as the teacher, and little TJ Evangelist as the student. So that's why those were created. We'll talk about that as we go on, about how you can manage those particular students in your program. But what we did today is we had the students discover their possibilities. In episode 1, we highlighted their interest profiler. And then today what we had them do is we had them take a quick assessment. And that quick assessment, well, they could have either gotten to this list of potential jobs by doing the interest profiler and having that take them there, or doing a quick assessment if they hadn't done episode number 1 and just jumped in on episode number 3. If you watch the student version, you'll know that we talk about what this wheel of different categorized areas of interest that the students can click on and choose. I just quickly chose social, enterprising, and investigative. And what that does is that produces a combination of those interests, produce a certain set of occupations that match those interests. So I viewed it and gave me a list of about 11 different occupations. Now, on the video I went off of my interest profiler, so it was a little bit more exhaustive and went a little bit deeper. Either way, the goal, if you remember, is to try and get students to identify their top 3 careers that right now that they're most interested in, their top 3 today. So this suffices giving them some resources to identify that. What I really like about this is that it lists these particular jobs, arbitrator, mediator, whatever it might be. And over on the right-hand side, it lets you know if it has video that you can check out and see a little bit more. It lists a job zone. That's essentially the level of education and training that it takes to get to that job. And then a rating. It also has a score based upon if you had done an interest profile. We didn't do that right now for this, so that's not going to be included in this. And so when you click on any of these job titles over here, it takes you to a page. It gives you just a 1-page summary, kind of a dashboard for that particular job. And I think it's a good exercise for students to be able to begin their career research and career exploration by clicking on as many of those jobs that hold interest for them. You can see there's a whole bunch of different information there. I really encourage you to feel at liberty to hop into this webpage and poke around yourself. Very intuitive website. All the information seems to be at your fingertips and easily understood. So these are just a quick breakdown, kind of a quick 1-page summary, some background for that particular job. Going back to the next job, you can check out business teacher. By the way, I got my credential in business education. So I guess it was a pretty good indicator of what I was interested in. Yeah, it's some good stuff. So what the goal then for this particular assignment for in episode 3 of your students is that they would go through a list of all those particular jobs, poke at as many as they want, but the requirement is that they choose 3 of them at the very end of it all. And then in their student workbook, there's a page on page 125 where they can complete and fill in their top 3 and then write a little blurb about why they chose each of those 3. I'm going to go stop sharing the screen at this point and go back to the PowerPoint. I think this was it right here. All right. All right, if you remember, what we wanted students to do is to match their interests and occupations, identifying their top 3 careers. So after they've gone through that exercise, we want them to list those 3. And then down at the bottom, you see that I say, explain why you selected those particular 3 careers. Just have them give us a little bit of an explanation about that. You can have them submit that back to you, or you can have them maintain that in that California Career Zone hub, and then you can check on it there. But in order to do that, once again, they're going to have to link themselves to your educator code. All right, well, I hope that was helpful to you. I think what we're probably going to do in the next couple of series episodes of this distance learning series for Strong Workforce middle school students is to reinforce this California Career Zone and really kind of run the legs out a little bit. So once again, I think that behooves you as a teacher to create that free account, and that way you're able to check yourself and log along as we do it. And I think it would be a great idea for your students to do that as well. All right, if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. All my contact information is at the bottom of every emails. But if you need to reach out, I always have my social media handle down there at Todd Evangelist. Thanks a lot. Stay safe.